What if the only way to save a majestic creature was to disfigure it? Across Africa, rangers are racing against time, anesthetizing rhinos, sawing off their horns, not to harm them, but to keep them alive. In a world driven by greed, this is what it takes to outsmart poachers. In an article published in U.S. News on June 5 of this year by the Associated Press, it helps to stop poachers as well as it being a form of practice in Africa for over 30 years. Now, before we get into our own opinions of whether this form of practice is helpful or harmful to the rhino, let's first distinguish the difference between poaching and hunting. The difference between poaching and hunting lies primarily in legality, ethics, and regulation. Hunting, legal and typically regulated by wildlife agencies, requires licenses, permits, and seasonal limits. Designed to manage animal populations sustainably. Often includes ethical guidelines, fair chase, humane kills. Hunters usually follow local laws and conservation practice. Poaching, illegal killing, capturing, or harvesting of wildlife. Violates laws protecting endangered species or land boundaries. Often done for black market profits, e.g., ivory, rhino horn, exotic pets. Ignores quotas, protected species, or conservation zones. Damages ecosystems and threatens species with extinction. In short, hunting equals legal and regulated. Poaching equals illegal and destructive. But there are risks. Without horns, rhinos are less able to fight other rhinos for territory or mates. Calves may be less protected if the mother has no horn. Their horn is also used to dig for water, break branches, and defend against predators, so dehorning does impact their natural behavior. Despite that, a rhino does have other strengths and are not completely helpless. Here's what defense a dehorned rhino still has. 1. Massive size and strength. Rhinos are enormous and powerful animals. Adult white rhinos can weigh up to 5,000 pounds. Even without horns, they can charge at 30 to 35 miles per hour, which can seriously injure or kill a predator. 2. Thick skin, literal armor. Their skin is about 1.5 to 2 inches thick, acting as natural body armor. It can absorb bites and scratches, especially from big cats or hyenas. 3. Sharp teeth and powerful jaw. Though not often used as a primary defense, rhinos have strong lower incisors, especially in some species like black rhinos, which they can use in close combat, often in fights with other rhinos. 4. Aggressive temperament. Rhinos, especially black rhinos, can be highly territorial and unpredictable. Their aggression alone deters many would-be predators or threats. 5. Mother's protection. For calves, rhino mothers are known to be fiercely protective of their calves and will fight off predators like lions, even if they've been dehorned. When I first read the article in U.S. News, I was a little indifferent about the horns being cut off. But can you imagine going through surgery, a major surgery with no anesthesia? That is exactly what happens when rhinos are poached. But in this particular form of practice, anesthesia or tranquilizers are administered for the comfort of the animal. So if I had to choose between surgery with or without anesthesia, I am definitely opting for the humane way of doing things. I agree with the wildlife conservationists that this is helpful in reducing poaching and may benefit the animal from trauma possibly endured by poaching. Interestingly enough, the horns do grow back in 2 to 3 years. In an ideal world, the practice of dehorning wouldn't be necessary to reduce poaching. What efforts can be made at the source of the issue, the poaching itself? 1. Armed anti-poaching units. Many parks now deploy heavily trained, armed rangers who patrol protected areas day and night. Some teams use military-grade tactics and even dogs and drones to track poachers. Quick response teams can intervene before a kill happens. 2. Drones, cameras and GPS tracking. Rhinos are often fitted with GPS collars or horn implants, allowing teams to monitor movements and respond to unusual behavior, like sudden stops that could indicate injury. Drones scan parks from above, especially at night when most poaching occurs. 3. Community-based conservation. Local communities are hired as wildlife stewards, guides, and park staff. 4. Flooding the market with fake rhino horn. Scientists are creating lab-grown rhino horn from keratin, same substance as hair, nails. The goal? Crash the illegal market by making it hard to tell real from fake, and worthless to risk your life for. Instead of turning to poaching for money, people now earn a living protecting rhinos. Education and economic support reduce incentives to work with poaching networks. 5. Legal crackdowns and international pressure. Many countries now impose steep fines and jail time for poachers and traffickers. International coalitions like CITES regulate and ban trade in rhino horn. Intelligence-led operations help bust trafficking syndicates, not just foot soldiers. 6. Rhino sanctuaries and relocation. Some rhinos are relocated to safer areas or private reserves, where surveillance is tighter. Others are moved to countries with stronger protection laws. In summary, dehorning is a temporary fix. But a mix of tech, boots on the ground, global pressure, and community empowerment is what can truly end poaching, so rhinos can keep their horns and their lives. What's your opinion? Comment below.